Hello, hello! Welcome to another week of Speak Up with PT and Friends. Guys, I'm glad that this week I have a friend to join me as much as I enjoy sharing a devotion with you guys. I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad to have a friend that will be joining in any moment. Hello, friends that are joining in. 254, Kelly Rivera. What's up? All right, we're going to get this thing. Here we go, here we go. Harley!
Hi!
What's up, my friend?
Not much.
Not much.
Just kind of hanging out. I just made rice.
Very
Um,
nice.
Very good, very good. What's up with you?
Not much. I'm in my garage. It's very messy, but
Is that wall blue?
it is not by
That's
my choice.
well, that's okay. It looks good. It looks good.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Hey, Jana. I haven't seen you forever,
Hello.
Jana. Where are you, Harley?
I'm in my kitchen.
You're in your kitchen. It's a
Yes.
fancy kitchen. You got stuff on the walls, and you got. Is that a Hello Birthday banner that you
Oh
have behind you?
yeah. It says "Let's party."
Oh, very nice.
Yes.
Nice.
It's a little touch. It adds
Very cool.
something. You know.
Indeed, indeed. So excuse me if I like blink excessively. I we played a game today for Elevate this Sunday, and I'll just say this: stuff got into people's faces, and I'm like, there's like dunk coming out of my eyes. I don't know if this is too gross for this or not, but
I think they'll
yeah,
be okay.
yeah, I think they'll live. Harley, I want to play Would You Rather.
Oh gosh, okay. I'm ready.
Okay. All right, let me find a good one because I have a bunch of them.
Oh, my phone fell.
Okay, here's the first one
Oh,
because
great.
both of these are coming up, okay? And people in the comments or people are watching, feel free to participate.
Yeah.
Would you rather eat no candy at Halloween or no turkey at Thanksgiving?
No turkey at Thanksgiving.
Whoa!
Hands down. That's my
Why?
answer. Locking it in.
Why?
Turkeys. Okay. Hear me out. Hear me out.
Jenna,
I
you
like.
too?
Thank you.
What is wrong
Thank
with you
you.
people?
No. Turkey's
Oh,
good. Turkey sandwiches, whatever. They're pretty good.
yeah.
But every year on Thanksgiving, if I eat turkey, I get tired. Every year.
Oh my
Every
gosh.
time.
Callie, you're crazy too. What is going on? I just want mac and cheese and rolls. Mm.
Yes.
Oh, ham
And
is good.
ham.
That's a
Ham
good
is
point.
amazing.
That's a good
So,
point. All right. Fine. That is not how I thought that was going to go.
hee hee hee.
Oh, okay. All right, here's another question. Um, would you rather have a dog with a cat's personality or a cat with a dog's personality?
Um, Hello everyone.
Hello,
Woo.
hello.
Um, I would rather have a cat with a dog personality.
I agree with you.
Because if I had a dog
I
with a
agree.
cat personality, I mean, it'd be okay, cool, they're independent, but it's
Cat,
so boring.
cats are
It'd be,
mean.
s- no, they're not. No,
Yes. Yes. Yes, they
no.
are. No animals
She said,
can. Yes, cats are
hello.
mean. Like they just randomly attack your face out of nowhere. They decide to bite you out of nowhere. Like
No.
I've only met like two cats that have ever been kind to me. Now, granted, I'm allergic and kind of probably already had like this vibe, like, hey, don't mess with me kind of thing. But still, they're mean.
I don't know. I have two cats. Do you want to see them? I'll show you.
Sure, sure.
Sure. Oh wait, I feel like I've already showed them. I don't know.
I don't care.
We'll see.
I'm sure the people wouldn't mind.
Let's see. Okay. Can I flip
Akeem,
this? How do I flip?
where are you from? We're from Colleen, dude.
Yeah. There's one cat. Can
There's
you see
one.
my
What's
hand?
what's the
And
cat's
then
name?
there's okay. Ready? This one is Zarzar. Oh, he's running away from me.
Nice.
Zarzar. He ran into the bathroom. Also that was fall decorating. Don't mind that. Um, I don't know where the other one went, but her name is Solgi. And she's
Sogi?
yeah,
Very
and
interesting.
she's the sweetheart. So she contradicts the like
Hmm,
mean cat thing.
interesting. Yeah,
Very
yeah.
good, very good.
Cats. I mean, whatever to you. How about you
You're
guys?
also allergic to them.
I know. Like I said, my best friends have a cat. And what is their cat's name? Oh man, they're gonna hate me for not knowing this. Milo. And
Oh,
she is okay. She is the only cat I've been able to like. All right, yeah, I can chill with this cat. But most of the time, I don't know. I don't trust them. I've seen too many random Instagram videos of cats just randomly attacking babies, like just jumping on them.
oh,
You know what I'm talking about? Like I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
I
Maybe I
have
just look
not
for it.
seen that. That sounds terrible. I don't know
Yeah.
where the
Okay.
cat went.
All right. Let me get you another one, guys. Again, of course, feel free to participate. Oh, what is this? Jessica says. Akeem, you said we should add
It's
you on
just
TikTok,
thumbs?
bro. I TikTok, but I don't TikTok. Um, all the fall decor. Yes, my
Yes.
wife is putting the decor on my wall as well in the house. It's not
Very
my house.
good,
It's our
Jess.
house. She has thumbs too. Who has thumbs?
The
Milo?
cat?
Okay.
That's kind of cool. That's a thing. I think they're called polydactyl cats.
Hmm. Well, there you
They
go.
have little thumbs.
Okay. This one's gross,
Oh no, I'm afraid.
but it's interesting. If you had
Okay.
no choice, I can't believe I'm gonna ask this question. Would you rather eat poop that tastes like
Oh,
chocolate or eat chocolate that tastes like poop?
can I coward out of that one?
Nope, you have to.
Mm, I would rather eat. Oh, that's so bad. Both of them are so bad.
We wouldn't be a youth ministry without doing something gross. I had to get something in there.
Oh no.
You want me to go first?
No, okay, I have an answer.
Okay.
And I will explain my reasoning.
Okay.
No, ew. Is that
Poop.
Richard? I think that's Richard. I know him. Hee But gross. I would rather eat chocolate that tastes like poop because it's chocolate.
Hmm.
So it's not actual poop. And eating poop can spread disease. Ha ha ha.
Well, that is true.
Thank you. I
All
appreciate
right.
you.
You know, I think I might agree with you on that. Like, as disgusting as it might be, I know it won't kill me once I consume it.
Yes. And it's like the jelly bean. Do you remember that trend?
Oh,
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, you eat vomit flavored jelly bean, but it's not actual vomit.
It's true. It's true. Good point.
Thank you, thank
Yes,
you.
Akeem, we are Christians. Egg poop tastes
Yes.
like chicken or chocolate. Eating poop can spread diseases. Good points. Good points. All right, let's do another one that's not gross.
Is that Dante? I think that's Dante's Instagram. I'm not sure.
Whoa, Jenna, you're about to start a fight with my wife. She loves dark chocolate.
I like dark chocolate. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
It does not taste like poop. It is for the most exquisite taste buds.
Jenna, you don't like dark coffee either, I bet. Oh, there it is. I bet you that's the thing because people who don't like dark chocolate, well, I take this back. I don't mind dark chocolate, but I like black coffee or at least good black coffee, as long
How
as it's good.
interesting. Because I like dark chocolate, but I like light roast coffee. You
Interesting.
know?
Okay. Okay. All right. I got to find a good one. There's a lot of really bad ones. I don't want any more poop questions.
Jana said I knew what I was starting when I went there.
Okay. 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 Here's a good question. Now, be honest here.
Oh
Would
no.
you rather win $50,000
Okay.
or let your best friend win $500,000?
Things are falling. I would let my best friend win. You said 500,000?
Yes.
$500,000.
Yeah. I mean, if they're really your best friend,
They'll share.
they're share some of the
They'll
dough.
share a little bit, at least a little bit.
Yes, of course we're your friends.
Like, is everybody friends? Is that what he's asking? Because if so, the answer is yes.
The answer is always yes.
It's
Yes,
always
I
yes.
agree. Best friends. I hope. I know my friend Chris. We would probably go on a really killer vacation. That's probably what would happen. And that would
Oh,
be dope.
yeah.
Maybe pay off some car bills, stuff like that. Okay, last question. And this
Okay.
has to do a little bit with what we talked about, but would you rather have free Wi-Fi wherever you go? Wait, before I continue, is Wi-Fi a big deal to you? Or is it like because you have cellular? See, maybe it's just because we're grown adults and it's like no longer a big deal. or is it just no
Yeah.
longer a big deal anymore?
I don't think it's that much of a big deal anymore because a
Okay.
lot of phone companies
Hmm.
are like their service is more
Right.
available in other
Right.
places.
Okay. Well, I think I'm going to skip that question. The question was, would you rather have free Wi-Fi wherever you go or free coffee where or
Oh,
whenever you want? And so I guess coffee's the answer then.
oh, for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
For sure.
Okay. All right.
Oh, his
Well, look,
dad's name is Chris.
my dad's name is Chris.
Akeem, I'm assuming. Akeem. Oh, very good.
All right. I got to find one more last one.
One
Whew.
more last one.
One more last one. Okay. Okay, here we go. This is it. This is
Okay, okay.
the one. Would you rather
Hmm.
be able to speak all languages, all English, not English, I'm dumb, all human languages, or be able to speak to animals? Mm.
Languages. Because I know my dog would bully me.
Oh, what?
She'd be like, "What is wrong with you?" Because I like, dance and sing around the house, act a fool, talk to myself. So if my dog could like talk back to me, they'd be like, "Yeah, we need to get a new owner. Wrap this up." I'm like, "No." But yeah, I
Oh
would speak
man.
all languages. I
See, I
just
don't
think that
believe it.
that's
I
so
think dogs are
cool.
too loving. I think we don't deserve dogs. I think they love us too much. Like oh my stupid human. It's kind of like it'd be like a loving, endearing thing. Like it's like the little girl from Ant-Man when her dad gave her the gift. She's like, oh, it's so ugly. I love it. Just kind of like
Oh
that's how I
yeah.
imagined it with dogs. Anyway,
That's a good point. That's a good point.
I could be
But
wrong.
what about like, are we talking like animals or like also like insects, like spiders and stuff?
I don't know. The question said animals, so
Mm.
I, I don't know. It's a good
So
question.
you're telling me you would talk to birds and get beep bop boop bop back because they're all made of cameras? Birds are cameras. I'm just saying. They work for the bourgeoisie.
Oh my gosh. I think I would actually rather speak all the languages. Only because
Really?
only because I really would like to visit other countries and just not have to
Be
stress
yes.
and not stress about communicating and not being taken advantage of. Like, I don't know. Does
Yes. Exactly.
that make sense?
Exactly. And then they'll be super surprised because
Right.
you'll be fluent in the language and
Right.
they're like, hello?
Yeah. Like, have you seen those like TikTok videos or YouTube videos where like this person will be in a cab or they'll be somewhere random in another country and they like the person next to him is speaking in another language. They don't think they know that they know that language
Yeah.
and so it's like as they leave like blip 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 and like oh just like blip 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 blip. Oh my gosh. All right.
Aw, Akeem said we seem nice.
Well, thank you, Akim. I appreciate
Yay!
that.
I'm
I'm
sure you're
glad.
nice too.
Yes, we assume so. We and even if you weren't, we still like you because all people need to be liked.
Yes.
Okay, so I wanted to start this little conversation we're going to have
Oh,
with a scripture, and let me see if I can find it real quick. Uh, because why not, right?
exactly. It's always good.
Okay, here we go. Hebrews chapter 12. I'm going to start in verse 1 because I always like to add a little context. As for us, we have this large crowd of witnesses around us, so then let us rid of ourselves of everything that gets in the way and of the sin which holds onto us so tightly, and let us run with determination the race that lies before us. Let us keep our eyes fixed on Jesus, on whom our faith depends from beginning to end. He did not give up because of the cross. On the contrary, because of the joy that was waiting for him, he thought nothing of the disgrace of dying on the cross. And now he's seated at the right hand side of God's throne. So this past Sunday, you were in a Q&A message service with Tierra and Jordan, and you guys were absolutely. I just really enjoyed talking to you guys because you guys are really awesome and really smart and really enjoyed it. The only thing I did not enjoy was the edit. I had
Um,
to.
I was like, what do we do?
No, like
But
it
no,
was like an hour and a half of edit. It was like, oh my gosh. I finally just had like just stop editing. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna put it all out there.
that makes
Um,
sense.
so anyways, but in that conversation, it was really about identity, and that's kind of what we're talking about this month. But in that, you brought up a really great point, and I think you were talking about like advice to give yourself or advice to give high
Yes.
schoolers. and you said something along the lines of to seek out joy or something along those lines. And that really stuck out to me because I think a lot of times when it comes to our identity, a lot of us don't truly begin to know all of who we are because we choose not to find joy in our lives or even
Mm,
joy within ourselves.
yeah.
And I think that's important. And so I wanted to ask you first, what do you, before we talk about joy, because you also mentioned that there's a, or maybe I mentioned, but there's another word that we often confuse or we overlap too much, and that's the word happiness.
Hmm.
And so let me ask you this, especially, you graduated a couple of years ago, but back when you're in high school, what do you think most students equated happiness with? And how would that differ from joy?
Okay, biggest thing, relationships.
Mm,
Come on.
mm,
That's literally, I don't know if that was like the goal back
yeah,
then to like find your high school sweetheart or whatever.
yeah.
And like, oh, if I find this person, I'll be happy for the rest of my life. No, no, no. I mean, maybe, but
Yeah, yeah.
um, another thing that I think students found happiness in was their grades.
Mm,
They could get too, was the word engrossed, like
yeah, yeah.
into like having good grades and like not focusing on who they are outside of that and like their mental
Right.
health. Um, and extracurriculars, like you can, because you do good in extracurricular, you're gonna be like, oh, I'm so happy, this is amazing, I love this, I could do this for the
Yeah.
rest of my life. And then maybe a couple months later you find yourself really exhausted.
Mm,
And if that thing brought you joy, then really it's, like that's, it doesn't.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's, I think what we kind of summed it down to is that, or at least a good explanation of it is that happiness seems to be short-term emotion, joy seems to be long-term, um, oh, what was the word we used? Not just lifestyle, but almost, um, well, the way Tierra put it was a choice.
Hmm.
It was kind of like this state of choosing joy, and I think the passage of scripture that we read kind of really encompasses that because even Jesus on the cross, obviously he was not happy on that cross, but he yet said had joy because of he knew what was going to come out of it. The
Mm.
best example I can think of with me is with my kids. Like I love my kids, and they bring me great happiness, but they don't always make me happy. Uh,
Hmm.
However, I always find joy in them because I'm grateful for their identity and for who they are, and that
Yeah.
because they're just alive. And so I wanted to ask you, um, and this might sound like a weird question to ask, and just kind of yell at me if it doesn't make sense. But um,
Okay.
especially in high school, but even outside of high school, when is happiness okay or not okay?
Hmm. What do you mean? Like,
Well, I'm thinking like because you mentioned earlier, like you said that sometimes um, students would like even I myself would get engrossed with having to be happy with the right grades. Or I think I guess I'm going to steal this question for you a little bit, but like one of my biggest things I think about is body image. Like a lot
oh,
of people will think that hey, I can find happiness in my body image if I can fit a
oh,
certain mold, and so
okay.
stuff like that.
Um, okay, well, I think, okay, this goes back to like high school and stuff. Like, say
Hmm.
you find the cool group of friends, right?
Yeah.
And you think, hey, if I act like them, if I dress like them, if I fit in,
Hmm.
I'm gonna be happy. But at
Yeah.
the end of the day, that's not who you are. That's gonna take over who you are and your
Mm,
identity and can easily stray you away from this happiness that you think you have. And
right.
happiness is very temporary, very temporary. Yes, it's great.
Mm,
Happiness is a great emotion to experience, but if you become so like involved with who you want to be, that's not who
yeah.
you are, if that even
Mm,
makes sense.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So I guess I'm kind of just really cutting to the chase then is how can you distinguish and on a daily basis choose between because, well, let me say it like this, because I think a lot of times happiness can be wrong because we choose short-term happiness over long-term joy.
Oh, yeah.
You know, we choose to do something that we really want in the moment, but sacrifice long-term gain. And
Mm,
whether that's not working out, if your goal is to be healthy, or not studying, and because like it's like at the end of the year, everyone's like super stresses. Well, let me say it like this: the people who didn't put in the effort, most of them that didn't put in the effort, didn't put in the work, get stressed out at the end of the year because they didn't put all the work into it. And
mm-hmm.
so I think, I remember back in high school, I remember my, was it my senior year? I just remember feeling completely different because I actually did pretty good throughout the rest of the year. Like I remember getting close to it and I was excited to graduate, but other than that, I didn't feel like the usual anxiety about,
Mm,
like, oh, am I going to pass? Am I going to fail? It was really like, hey, life's pretty good right now. I'm about to graduate. I'm not stressed about grades. And so, um, how can we, and for those who are watching who are high schoolers and students, how can we begin to choose joy over happiness? And I don't mean that because, like you said, happiness is not a bad thing, but sometimes it's not the right thing.
yeah. Oh gosh, these are such like deep questions. Um, to be honest, I don't even know if I have the right answer for that, just because I'm still, growing, developing as a human being. But I think when you choose, I've noticed in a lot of situations, choosing joy tends to be a little more difficult.
Mm,
It takes effort. Like you said, it's a choice. You have to, like going to the gym, for example, you
hmm
have to drive to the gym. You have to stay there and do the workouts. You have to do this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
But it's a choice that you're making. And at the end of it, usually, that gym feeling where you're like,
Yeah.
oh, I can take on the world. And it's like,
Right.
that's the temporary happiness.
Yeah.
But I feel like the more you go, the more you choose to keep going to the gym, it's gonna pay off. Suddenly you'll start like being like more muscular, more toned. And like that's like when you find the joy is when you see things start to pay
Mm,
off in the long
right.
run. It's not just something that's a one and done thing, it's a continuous effort.
Right.
And
Yeah.
when you find something that you're willing to put that effort towards, that's when you find the long term joy.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
I miss
good.
Jazz, I miss you too.
Well, let me ask this then, and with that in mind, and in that, because I think what you said is perfect. How could that be applied to our spiritual lives? How can that be applied to how we operate in a world that sometimes chooses more happiness than joy?
Mm. Um, I think not like the first step, but like the first thing you kind of have to do is to remind yourself to like take a step back and like
Mm,
just remove yourself when you notice that things are starting to get a little too heavy, or you're starting to stray away from where
yeah.
you need to be.
Right.
And that's when you need to make the
Yeah.
conscious, that's the correct word,
Yeah.
the conscious decision to like choose God and choose
Right.
Jesus and choose to read your Bible or do a devotional.
Mm,
Literally, devotionals, I didn't realize how great they were until we started doing it on here, like
yeah.
on Elevate. They're so good, so good.
Yeah.
And it's such a
Yeah.
simple thing that you can do every day. Doesn't take that long, maybe 5 minutes, maybe.
Yeah.
And it's just, it gives you a good revitalization of the soul,
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, but you have to make that choice to do so. You have to make that choice to pursue. Whoa, English is so hard today. That choice to pursue God every single day. And in the long run, it's going to pay off. You're going to
Right.
see good things start to happen in your life.
Yeah. That's good. Well, I mean, that pretty much just sums it up. I mean, I think, um, yeah, it's just really, the way Tira said it really quickly the other day. It's really just about in the moment, in that whatever season you're in, to really think about the long term, to think about, okay, what is going to make my life not necessarily easier, but um, more rewarding, more
Mm,
more life giving, more fruitful. Where how can I choose to make life not just better for myself, but for the people around me. And that's a really hard thing to do because a lot of times we just want to do things that bring us momentary happiness, that little
Yeah.
shot of what is the hormone or the
Serotonin.
serotonin? There it is.
Serotonin.
And it's easy to get addicted to those feelings. That's easy to, one of the things that Jessica has been helping me remember is to put down my phone at the dinner table whenever we're having dinner with our family because it's better in the long run. I know that
Yeah.
in the long run it's gonna be better for us as a family, but also my kids. And so yeah, it's really good. It's good insight.
Thank you. Thank you. I
Well,
tried.
hey, before we continue, if any of you friends out there would like to ask us a random question, anything out there, it could be about what we talked about with joy and happiness, or anything just randomly stupid or awesome, we are always welcome or open
Yes.
to random stupid questions. And so the last question, and you can ask it in that little question button tab thing that's down there. One last question for you, Harley, before I ask you maybe a couple more funny, random, stupid questions.
Okay.
Is if you were to look at yourself in high school, I know this is kind of going back to what we did on Sunday, but if you could look back yourself in high school and go, all right, Harley, here's how you're going to find joy later on, what would you tell yourself?
Oh, I think the first thing I would tell myself is to put God and myself as a priority.
Mm,
Because the first mistake that I made in high school or just growing up is putting other people before me.
mm,
And that's when I started to notice, like, hey, you kind of don't know who you are because you
mm,
want to be this for everybody else.
yeah,
And you can't do that. Like, it's so not good for your heart and your soul and your mind. And when I noticed when I started to put God first, that's when I could really discover who I am and like
yeah,
begin to like grow that person.
right. That's good. That's really great. Yeah, I think, there's a balance of, you want to do good for others, but you also have
Yeah.
to love yourself. I mean, that's scriptural too, is you need to love others as you love yourself. And
Mm-hmm.
that's a very important aspect that I think a lot of people forget about. And that comes down to mental health, that comes down to emotional health and even physical health. So
Yeah.
it's good. Harley, thank you for the topic and for really kind of inspiring that this past Sunday. I thought it was a really good thing to talk about because I think ultimately it comes down to how we treat ourselves and how we even sometimes find our identity in Christ
Mm-hmm.
is by choosing joy. And so, thank you.
Yes. You're welcome. It's no problem.
All right. So before I let you go, I want to ask you a couple more random would you rather questions. Are you okay with that?
Yes, of course.
Okay. And as always, people that are watching, you're more than welcome to ask us any random
Please.
stupid questions.
Yes.
Ask us about
And
our. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say and partake. Like give us
Partake.
your answers.
Yes, yes. Okay, here we go. Um, oh man, I lost it. Where'd it go? Okay. Would you rather? Now,
Oh
let's
no.
just for a second hypothetically be okay with this, okay? Like I know it's not, I know it's not a Christian thing, but let's just okay. Would
Okay.
you rather get away with lying every time or always know that someone is lying?
The Christian in me wants to be like, know when people are lying. But then it's also
Right.
like, I want to get away with lying, but that's not Christian. I don't, okay, honestly, because if I found out that I could like know when everybody else is lying, do you know how often my feelings would probably be hurt?
Mm,
Probably really often. And I don't
it's
like that.
true.
So, like, for example, say my friend is going to meet me somewhere on campus. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, well, you want to meet at this time? They're like, yeah. And then something in my brain like tells me they're lying. They're not meeting
Hmm.
at that time. And I'm gonna be like, so I personally would get away with lying. Don't tell anybody.
Gotcha. Akeem, you asked how to become the best at something. Homie, uh, perfect practice.
Mm,
And the reason why I say that is because there's a saying out there that says practice makes perfect, and that's not always necessarily the case. As a musician, I learned very quickly that you can practice the wrong thing and get better at doing the wrong thing.
Ah,
And so practice, even if it means slowly, practice perfectly. And so whatever it is, whether I think you mentioned basketball, whatever it is, just work slowly at what you're trying to do, and you know, just keep
make
doing
sure
it.
it's the right thing you're doing.
Make sure it's the right thing. That's right. Good question. Thank you. Um, would you rather live in an amusement park or the zoo?
Amusement park.
Really?
Yes, because, okay, I love animals. I love animals. But zoos are not my favorite places ever. Just because, and a lot of zoos, they get treated wrong and then they're not taken care of. And I'm just like,
I got you.
why is my cat trying to tear up the door? That's not very nice. But yeah, I would live in an amusement park. Even though I don't really like huge roller coasters, there's
Yeah,
still those like tiny rides that I could probably go on for the rest of my life.
that's a good point. If it was like Disney World, hands
Oh
down, let's
yeah.
Disney. Six Flags, I'd think about it.
I think I would go to the one in San Antonio over the one in Arlington
Hmm.
if it came down to Six Flags. But at Six Flags in San Antonio, there's like a what it's like a log ride when you kind of sit in this like log donut
Yeah,
thing and you go
yeah.
through like the water rapids. Favorite ride ever. It's so good. So good.
I just thought about this. There's a cheat to this, and it's SeaWorld. SeaWorld has rides and animals. I just thought about that.
And a water park.
Win, win, win.
But SeaWorld's kind of problematic.
It is. I
Maybe
agree.
we should wait till they get a little better
That's true. There's a
before we
park.
make
There is a park or a zoo, however, in Austin that is a what is it called? Not a refugee, but a
like a
oh
rescue.
yeah, a rescue zoo, and they take in like
Ah.
animals that have been uh treated wrong or taken illegally, and they treat
Oh,
them right. And like obviously
yay.
you can't put them back in the wild, but it's like all right, well let's make their lives better, and then like most of the funds go towards like keeping them healthy and for programs that benefit rescue and stuff like
Yes.
that. So
Those
yeah,
are
there's one in Austin.
great.
Yep,
I didn't know that.
yep. Jessica and I went there a few times and we really liked it. I don't know if it's got any. I don't know. I might go back and check it out. All right. Anyways, last question for you. Wait,
Oh,
this has nothing to do with this. Jessica and I. This is because I'm
okay.
excited about it. We're going to
Okay.
Austin this Friday to celebrate our birthdays, and we're doing two really cool things. One, which I'm really hoping we can do again soon, is go to Top Golf.
Oh, yeah.
We're doing Top Golf, and I really want to take like Elevate students again. We did it this past March for spring break week, and it was so much fun.
Oh, I've never been
Loved
to
it.
Topgolf.
I never had either, and it is like I'm not good at golf, but it was fun.
Oh,
It was
I need
fun.
to go.
It's kind of like bowling in a way, like they keep track of your points, and I can't remember if it's like, yeah, there's like certain amount of hits you get, but then also you play by like the hour or 2 hours or something like that. So, anyways, it's a lot of fun.
How
Fun.
interesting.
Oh, and we're gonna go see Tenet in IMAX, and I'm so excited.
Oh, that movie looks
So excited.
crazy.
It looks amazing. Okay, all right. Last question for you. Okay, I know this might be a little hard for you. Well, I don't know. It might not be hard because you're a history major.
Oh,
Would you rather?
hello.
Would you rather visit 100 years in the past or 100 years in the future?
Hmm. Okay, so 100 years in the past would be
1920.
the 20s were kind of bad.
Before the Great Depression, right after World War One.
True. Uh,
No prohibition. What else? What else big things were happening around that time? When did women begin to vote?
wasn't it
Was
like
it after that?
1920 something?
It was around that time.
And then is it 3020? Is that how you pronounce? Oh, hello.
Oh, I'm here. Uh,
Oh, would it be 3020?
no.
Oh no, 2000.
No. 120. You went a full
No,
millennia.
you said 120?
2,120.
2120. I went a whole. I did. I really did. That's really far. I'll go in the past. Yeah.
Yeah. If it's just a
I already
visit.
know what's occurring as well.
It's true.
So it's very safe. We could be living in a dystopian society in the future. And
That's
that's
a good
not
point.
fun.
No,
So
no, yeah. It's
I'm
not-
gonna go back to 1920.
I think I agree with you. I think I would have fun seeing some like the old school things like sports and um,
Oh yeah.
just seeing things before they came to
The
be.
cars, insane. They weren't even
Car.
like cars. They didn't close. They just open moving vehicles. Like
True. Little miniature weapons on the street, and
yes.
seatbelts weren't invented until like the 60s, I think, or 50s, and so yeah,
Yeah. And there was no like speed limits or like
no,
laws pertaining to driving. Oh my
yeah, I don't
gosh,
think so.
the
Wow,
1920s was kind of crazy actually.
kind of gangster. There were gangsters. Okay, uh, yeah, I think I'll do that too. Harley, thank you so much for joining in, and I always absolutely enjoy having conversation with you, my friend.
Oh yeah.
Really
We
cool.
really have good conversations.
We do. I think Harley, you and I, we are a lot alike, and I think it's easy for us, and not just because of like the history thing, but just I don't know. You and I are just very similar in a lot of our ways of thinking, and
Yeah. I wonder
it's
if
pretty
there's
cool.
like a test for that. Because you know how they have like
There's
the MBTI tests and all that stuff? And like
no.
the Enneagram?
I actually just I took a shortened version of the Enneagram, and Jessica looked at the results. She's really into the Enneagram.
Mm.
Um, and she said it could be that, but we need to like do further testing. So the big because I was like really high on like three different types, and
Oh.
so she's like, maybe. But what was it? Type 5, like type 5 wing 6 or something like that. I think I was.
I think mine's like a 6, if
Hmm,
I'm correct. I don't really know.
I don't know. Well, Harley, either way, thank you so much. You're cool people. Thanks
You
for being a
are.
part. Thanks.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining in. Have a good night. Bye.
Bye bye.